Had to get pretty, you know, he wants to look good and have some sweat on him as he's working out without doing any actual work, but it's alright. He had to go in the sauna, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hey man, what's going on, man? You look all refreshed. You look all
Let's get to it.
Ready for it?
Let's get to it.
You got the Superman shirt on, self strong.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this good workout. And, you know, I'm trying to burn these calories. What's going on today?
Man, we working out with
Erik Prophet.
Erik Prophet.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna cut. What's going on, everybody? This is the shift. We got an exclusive clip right now. So we're here at Headless Fitness with our boy Erik Prophet.
How you guys doing?
He's got some training lessons for us today. We got to learn some things about how to do fitness, how to do it the right way. How you feel about that?
I'm ashamed about it. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to learn something right now. I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get so we can always feel a little bit tired.
So what are we going to do today?
Man, we're going to go through a full body workout. First, we're going to start out with the dynamic warm-up. Alright? Then we're going to go through some different movements that we usually do in all sports. Alright? And then we're going to hit the weights. Alright? Okay? Alright, let's go.
We're going to embarrass ourselves. So guys, stay tuned. This is the shift. Let's get to it.
Let's go. Stretch every day, right? Okay? You don't stretch it up. That's one thing you got to do before. Stretch after as well, okay? Quad pull or ankle pull. Alright, back up. Sweeping through. I don't necessarily touch my toes. If I push my hips back, you'll feel that stretch about going here. Because once I do that, I will not engage my core anymore, okay? Reach down, sweep through, come straight up. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Bring those toes up. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. Toes are up. Squeeze tight. I'm trying to be all good. See how you hit it all good. So you're going to get here and be in that deep squat. Watch it. There you go. Do it again, but keep your arms up in the deep squat. There you go. That's what you need to do. Your hips are too tight. Yeah. Alright. It goes from, little ones, youth, we got middle school, high school, college, few professional athletes. But I think, honestly, the ones that I have the most fun with are, the reason being that you're thinking about athletic development, and that's really what I am striving for, to develop athletes, right? When you get to the pros, they're already developed, they have their habits, right? They have their mindsets. It was fun, obviously. It was an amazing experience working with them, and of course, you're like, oh, I'd love to. But I think to see that transition from starting with someone where they were young, and you kind of helped them pave the way, and then see them, getting those texts like, hey, I hit a home run in the last baseball game. That's to me what it's all about, right? All right, push your knees out for me, okay? Remember, feet are flat. Feet are flat, let's see, feet are flat, small steps, there you go. Good. Take your time, all right? This is still the warm-up, okay? Lead, okay, right foot's gonna lead now, okay? So we're gonna lead to the right. Alright, once you get that line,
Erik, talk to us real quick, right? Talk to us real quick.
Yeah.
Let me know what inspired you to go down this path. You're from Buffalo.
From Buffalo, yeah. From Buffalo, New York. I went to school at UO College, played some Division III basketball, but sports just kind of been about my life, really, since I was 4 or 5, playing t-ball, and that's kind of where it started. And from there, I would honestly say just, again, always being around, the sports world, whether it's just a fan watching, right? You grow up watching basketball or whatever. Just kind of the greatest Allen Iverson, right? Right. Man, word, right? Yeah, it's my favorite player of all time. I'm short. A lot of people don't know, right? But I can dunk. So something like that. That's really what inspired me. And then just going to school, actually physical therapy. So junior year, senior year, high school, I sprained my ankle. So just kind of the rehabbing side of it, seeing what goes through the process, how you get hurt and how you come back from it, and come back stronger, right? And then actually, unfortunately, same thing happened to me in college too, right? Sprained the opposite ankle, kind of took me out half the season, right when I had a great start to the preseason. So that's what I ended up doing. I started studying for physical therapy. So, and again, like I said, I had luck of the draw, opportunity to go to Florida and really work with some very, very, educated people, staff that helps me kind of develop the way I train, my training style, and then obviously studying, watching other trainers, listening to them talk about again where we need to be as far as the training goes, and like I said, the mental aspect of it as well. So,
right. Speaking of mental, for somebody who's not used to being around that environment, that sports interest, how can somebody overcome that fear when they're first getting started? Like, say a person is either overweight.
It's definitely tough. I think everyone handles it differently. But I'll be honest, how I got into it was really like thrown to the sharks, man. I think that's the best way to do it. But no, really, I mean, like I said, just studying undergrad and then, going out to Florida. Kid you not, there's these guys. They're counting on me to actually help them, get a high spot in the draft. That's crazy, right? Shuffle, very simple. I'm gonna shuffle, and I'm gonna push. Okay, push. Go. Good.
Turn right on that. You said you work with the NFL combine, right down the floor?
Yeah, so we train a bunch of about 40 Division I athletes for preparing for their pro day, which goes on at all the different colleges. But if the athlete was special, they got an invite to the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. So again, amazing opportunity, and just like I said, I was able to take that, and then they kept me on staff after doing a pretty good job, So yeah, awesome.
Name drop a little bit.
Name drop.
Who you work with?
I'll be honest. One of the things I don't like to do is name drop, but if you're asking, Mike Edmonds is a really, really cool guy. You get to meet these guys, and not even on a trainer to client or trainer to athlete level, but the facility that it was owned by was Brandon Marshall. So now he plays for Seahawks, which is really good guy. Like I said, trusted me. Second week I'm interning. This is a funny story. I'll tell everyone this. Second week I'm interning. He tells me, he said, can you run by the house? My wife just gave birth to twins, so she's not really doing it. She says, can you drop her off some Chipotle? So kid you not. So I'm second time I met this guy, he trusted me to go to his house, and and kind of the rest was history from there. I try to stick to small groups and one-on-ones.
Gotcha.
So I can focus more on the individual.
Cool.
Make the training session more personal.
Right.
And again, you kind of, once you get the bigger numbers, you'll see that everyone's kind of everyone's doing the same thing, I should say.
Right.
Whereas again, small groups, I can spend more time on your individual needs.
Right.
So that's the.
And you guys build profiles for them, kind of see what their goals are.
Oh yeah. So a lot goes into it, but again, I think there is a science and art form to it.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the best part about the training. It's not just like throwing just all this stuff together. We want to have it seamless and have it flow and progress from week to week. You know what I mean? Rather than just having random stuff that you're just doing. Right. That's why you said I don't want to make you. Obviously, you're gonna put in work, so you are gonna sweat. But my goal is not to say, I just want you to sweat as much as possible. No, that's not my goal.
Right.
You want to get better at what we're doing. Okay. Sweet. So educate, and then obviously just body adapting. Getting stronger. So,
what do you want to know from any of us who are a little bit older than you as far as how life goes? Like Erik said, he talked about his story. There were some changes in that. What do you want to know or feel that you need to be geared for that we could all kind of help you out with along the journey? Anything like far as how can I stay in the gym when I get older and I want to have a job, I want to have a girlfriend, I want to have a little bit of money in my pocket? How do I stay on top of the gym when I got to focus on school sometimes? How do I stay on top of the gym? Whatever pressures, everybody has their different journey and everybody has different issues that you deal with along the way as you grow. So what kind of fears do you possibly have, or the unknowns, I would say, that we could possibly help you out with?
I feel like as you get older, you get more responsibility, and just trying to stay in the gym and do what you gotta do while you have responsibility. So that's one thing I gotta work on.
How about us, we go around the circle and let's just give Caleb just a little bit of the anecdote, you know what I mean? Some of the stuff that we necessarily had to learn, and how gym and just all constantly being in some type of physical shape, how it impacts every aspect of life. And we just start our story on the surface.
My name's Andrew.
What's your career now?
On my career, well, I work for FedEx Trade Networks. It's a customs brokerage. We clear entries coming in from all over the world into the United States. But for the most part, when we were asking him about like the gym affecting like other aspects of your life, I feel like it goes into discipline. You got to be extremely disciplined to come in, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, and come and just train at the best level you can. I say, for instance, a couple times when we were working out, we see a pretty girl pass by and stuff like that. We get a little bit distracted for a minute. She's focused on what she got to do. She ain't worrying about us. I feel like that's one aspect. And for me personally, as far as like working out, last year I worked 2 jobs and I had to be up 4 in the morning, to be at work, not to be on my way to work, but to be at work, clocked in at 4. Doing a physical job, working at the post office. So definitely for me, coming in, working out 5 days a week, having that discipline, that condition, knowing like, man, I got to be to bed at a certain time at 9. Get up at 4, got to work at 12, 2, whenever. Eat, prepare, my body right, get ready, go to the gym, work out, and then know like, I got a certain time to do whatever I got to do leisurely, get to bed, and start all over again. And that was the mindset that I had, keep on going. Like there were days where it was hard, I was tired, I was like, man, I'm gonna do this, but like I knew I had to do that to make money to live off of, so that just helped me, that was my mindset going through, and that helped me get through those days.
Name's Randy. As he was saying it, but I more or less see it as it being a lifestyle. So I don't know why I focus it on that, but that's the lifestyle I want to live. I've always done sports through middle school, high school, even college, and working a 9-to-5 job. You see yourself drifting off, being in the social life, but yet you wanna make sure that you're focused and having your own goals set, so where you're in the gym, grinding, making sure that you're mentally and physically prepared to do what's out there in the real world. So I don't know if that makes too much sense to y'all, but like for me, like I want this lifestyle, and I believe it's an expensive lifestyle too. To me, like there's supplements that you also have to take. There's the meal prep that you have to do to maintain that physical nutrition. It's something that you really got to be focused on, and that's how I see it.
It's a really good question, and I think you asked Caleb that. First thing he said was the outside pressures, right? So it's really not even about the gym per se, right? Think about how it relates to life. So when you think about the pressure, think about stress, right? This is the best part about the gym. What are we doing? We're resistance training, right? How is your body responding to this stress, this load that you're putting on yourself? So you can apply that to life, right? So it's not only how do you exercise in here, but it's just the relationships that you build. You are continually putting in energy and effort into something to get that result. It's the same thing with life. Whether it's school, whether it's basketball, whether it's friendships, whether it's family, these are all things that you actually can do while you're working out or exercising, like I said, going to the gym. But it's also the same thing as a part of life too. So that's the way I take it. Again, it starts with that physical aspect, but then going into it year to year, you kind of start to see, something else develop, something else unfold. And I said the one thing I do is I kind of try to, you see the similarities between life and the gym, right? So it kind of just starts with the gym, but then it's actually a lot bigger than that. So that's the way I kind of take that approach. Is, how can I help you guys, and how can I help myself, how can I help my family, how can I help all these other people understand the principles that you actually, do get that are pretty cool from working out, from going to the gym, you're exercising, right? So you're working on your physical aspect, but you're also working on your mental, and you said with the discipline too, so all that kind of stuff.
And to wrap up what everybody was saying, pretty much, you have to be self-centered. So not selfish, but self-centered. So you're at the center of the world because you control everything else that's going on. So when you're doing something that's for you, you have to block out what everybody else is doing, or just block out that time in your day to take care of that one thing that you have to do for yourself. Because we're always interacting with other people, whether we're doing social media, whether we're interacting with friends, boss, coworkers, all that. You have to take time for yourself to nurture yourself, so to speak, and have that time for you and just let that go. So I say, yeah, if you want to block out 5 days a week, 3 times a week, however you want to do, because I do the same thing. I have a routine that I follow. So if I work, I stop, I do my calculator, my lunch, I do that as well. And then I don't answer my phone, I don't text anybody, I don't scroll through my timeline, I do that for that amount of time. And then I just come back to the world when I'm ready. But for the most part, you have to have that time for yourself. Nurture yourself and all that. That's what you're doing.
To piggyback off that, to wrap everything up, I think everybody hit on points that really matter, and the more you grow, the more you understand. I'm talking about, everybody just echo basically is balance, and the balance is between gym and life. People say gym and life, it's a lifestyle, and it is, but the point of the gym is just an integral part of life, because that's how life operates, like Erik was saying, it's the same concept. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that being a little bit older, there are going to be different transitions and situations in your life that you are going to encounter. And it's going to be incumbent upon you to make sure that you still take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, take care of what you do, take care of your responsibilities, but keep yourself as the center of everything that you're doing in order to accomplish those things. Because in reality is, if you're not your best you can't be the best for anybody else either. So you're going to encounter, like I said, situations, people close to you that might not understand where you're at. They might not understand why you're so dedicated, why you're so driven, why do you treat this as a lifestyle, because you don't necessarily have to. You have to be able to know that you're going to have to find a way to block them out without hurting them. And I say that from the standpoint because I think we all can get on that point. How old are you? 16 years old. How old are you?
28. 27.
28.
27, I'm 25. But the point is, we all have been in those situations, so it's good to stay grounded. And I think it's incumbent upon all of us now, as we use this as a platform, use the gym as a location too. Y'all close friends, other friends since high school. So I'm sure y'all came to the gym stressed out over shorty, stressed out over situation, school, work, whatever, mom, dad, whatever. And when you come to the gym, that's that relief. Because for us, the way the world moves in a lot of ways, especially for men in the United States of America, we have to be able to come somewhere to refuse. Because there are tons of people out here that are refusing it the wrong way. And they using that same platform that we give it in a negative way. So I think it's incumbent upon all of us. You might have to be an example of lead by example to some of the people around you. We have to do the same thing. So thank you for this workout. Thank y'all for being out with us, for being with the shift. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.